America. And I see, oh, here we are, we're live. Hi, everybody. Welcome. And God bless America. Welcome to James Mini Spotlight.
What a great way to start every show of yours.
God bless America. Welcome to JLJ Media's General Hosptail Mini Spotlight. Yes, I'm James Lott Jr. That's Frank Moran, of course. Hi, Frank.
Hi, James. Very patriotic start.
Oh, sorry, she's talking. Yes, very patriotic. We're talking today. We know lots going on in the world. It's a little crazy. So, but yes, we are here in America. About to talk about General Hosptail. Yes, exactly. That's on ABC. First, I want to tell you that we did the Wine on Mini Spotlight, me and Tammy Covea. It is out there for you guys to listen to for your listening pleasure. We also did the Bold and Beautiful Mini Spotlight, me and Tammy Covea. So go ahead and check those out. We were crazy. We were fun. Check it out. Check it out. Check it out. We had a good time. So those are out now, audio and video. After this, my chocolate twin, Tony Moore. But we bring in him and his cohorts. We're talking about all things Salem on Dishin Days. That's their channel, Dishin Days. They always shout out our show and shows on their channel every Sunday. So thank you guys for letting me know they do that. So thanks to Tony, Michael Mattis, Araceli, and Justin. So thank you guys for they're our sister channels.
Oh, look at that.
They do all the time for you. They always shout us out. So shout out to them. And also Tony Moore will be hosting Day of Days next Saturday. It's a big gig. It's a big gig, Frank. It's a big gig, second year in a row. Very proud of him. So if you want to go to LA Live, starting at 10:30 this Saturday, go down to LA Live and check out my man up there doing his thing, hosting the show. Isn't that fun?
Well, I guess that's a good thing because previously you'd been at City Walk, right? So seems like, boy, clearly the overwhelming crowd response seems to be positive if they're going to LA Live.
Yeah, LA Live. So it's gonna be very cool because it's always a Universal City Walk. I've done several years there. For me, it's closer. It's much closer for me. Tony lives out there. By City Walk. Well, I live over here, so I'm like, it's just 5 miles away from me. So great for me. I might be there first thing in the morning to check out my friend hosting the show. So,
everybody's gonna have an opportunity to not only see the Days Are Alive stars, but James Lott Jr.
Yes, exactly. If that means anything to you. So, but I might be there. So this will be a lot of fun. So that's next Saturday. So congratulations to him, and check out their channel. Make sure to check out his channel as we do here. We are supportive of our friends. And Frank and I have celebrated 8 years together, Frank. 8 years. But I've known you almost 9, just from when I met you. We're by ourselves for the test, for the casting couch.
And I enjoyed it. I was like,
so I want to ask you, so because you've done this show completely the whole time, with and without me. You did with Carla Renata. So I should mention, we mentioned Lucretia Lyon, whose birthday was yesterday, and Ladine Harvey and Carla Renata. And thank you, David, for our super chat. Thank you for $20 super chat. Thank you. I know, thank you. We haven't done the email count yet. We're getting there. But first, I'm going to ask Frank a couple of questions because I've worked with him all this time. So you've done the show. So what has been your main impetus in doing the show this whole time? Because you never gave it up. You already kept going.
No. Well, it's hosting is something that I'm very passionate about. So when you had posted that offer for nudity optional but suggested looking for co-hosts for a show about General Hosptail, I was like, holy cow, it's right up my alley. I want to do hosting, and it's talking about GH, which I feel like there are going to be very few other people that are going to be as dialed in on GH as I am, so I had to at least take the opportunity. And after a nice sweaty introduction with you, James, you gave me an opportunity, so it was great. But for that, it just it's two great tastes that taste great together. So it's me loving to do hosting, but also really loving General Hosptail. So even when you and Lucretia and Ladine had moved on to explore other things, for me, it's like, yeah, I'm here. I want to keep talking about the show. I enjoy the hosting aspect of it as well too. So as long as that platform was available, I was like, yeah, why would I not continue to do something that I enjoy doing?
Do you miss AfterBuzz?
Um,
It's a loaded question, I know, but
yeah, there were there were things I think we during our times with AfterBuzz that kind of like or weren't exactly as promised as what what they didn't deliver what they had promised.
yes.
But there is something to be said about being in a quasi studio environment that just kind of lends of just a little veneer, like a little polish, just a slight little polish. I mean, certainly the pandemic changed everything and made stuff like this very accessible and easy to do. I think people really gravitated towards dialing into like, hey, we can just do Zoom oriented where people can be anywhere and we can still kind of recreate almost the same level as what we were doing before. But there's still something about that charm of being in the room together, talking about something that you enjoy. That just a little bit better than just doing it just strictly by Zoom.
I agree with you completely. Annie's going. Frank's been stuck with me with and without you, James. Yes, I know you have.
And I wouldn't have it any other way,
Annie. And Lori, thank you for your super chat. You guys are very generous. Thank you for your $20 super chats. Thank you. I have to say that I feel like Frank too, and also I liken AfterBuzz TV because many of you guys were with us from there. I don't want to minimize that. You guys have been with us the whole time. It reminds me of college. It's like we all went to a college together where there's good and bad. There's a little bit of everything in college. And I feel like we have an experience that is unique to us. That we shared.
Yeah, I mean, there was always something if we would do interviews with people, I would just think more often than not, guests were always like, oh, this was not what I was expecting. It would be a little bit nicer than what they thought. Being in a little studio, talking about that, it could make that, which I'm sure doing the PR circuit for any project that you're promoting can get to be a grind after a while. And where you're going, the places you're doing, and the quality of it can go up and down. But having that little studio, at least it made it seem like, hey, we're a little bit better than just a fly-by-night operation.
Yeah, I agree with that. Kegers with Frank Moran. Yes, exactly. We partied back there. It was crazy. You have no idea. It's mostly him and Lady. Thank you. Happy anniversary. Thank you. It was Lady and Frank Lank. It's funny. No, yeah, I agree with Frank completely. It did surprise people. Like, oh. So yeah, so I really did enjoy that. But it's funny. So folks, I put out a Craigslist ad, as you guys probably heard before, and 40 people answered, and I picked 3 folks out of the 40 people, and Frank was one of them.
I was the alternate to the alternate, but I was still fortunate enough at the end to make it through.
It doesn't matter if you were the sub alternate of all you came to. They all died so you could be here, Frank. Yeah,
that's true.
They all died so you could be here. No, but it's been a pleasure. So I love it. And I sincerely appreciate your loyal to JLJ Media. So thank you very much.
Absolutely. I mean, I felt like I am loyal to the people that have been very kind to take a chance on me. I mean, there are many other people that you could have selected as well. Same thing for other people that have hired me for other stuff. There's a million other people they could have hired, and if they've decided to take a chance on me, I'm very, very grateful for people that they give me those opportunities and hope that I can deliver on their expectations. So.
You're good. You're always good.
Well, all right. See you. Bye. Bye.
Bye. Thank you, everybody. Good night. Have a good day. See you next time.
But I will say, I will give a huge shout out to Carla, because after you and Ladine and Lucretia moved on, it was just me, and so who knew, if that show would continue? And Carla was so kind to have stepped in and stepped up, and we were able to continue to do the show. So without her, who knows if the show would have continued, which would have really bummed me out. So I am so grateful that she took an opportunity.
I love Carla, love her pieces, and she's doing big things, and we love her. So no, she is. And for me, because I created the show, it was nice to see the show is continuing without me. I'm glad it did continue without me. And I was on my little channel doing these little spotlight thingies, but I was glad to see that GHU Port, which was a show, was still going on. And I know you guys are telling me you followed me from the Donnell Turner interview. Yes, a long time ago. Yes, we had a lot of interviews. A lot of folks have come through here from that time period, and through Carla and them, and on this show. I think all of the actors who have come through, and whenever I call, they come on. So I am very appreciative of many of them. Many of them. So, and more to come. We have more to come. Right now, we're going through a writer's strike. We're going through the actor's strike still. The writer's strike is done. But we have the actor's strike. We're still going through that. So, I might just keep your fingers crossed as soon as it'll be over at some point, hopefully. But yeah, but Frank, you're my work husband. I love you. So thank you.
I love you more.
Me too. Now, folks, what I also know, because another thing that's been a tradition here in the last few years, is Frank's email accounts.
Oh my.
Crazy talk.
Oh my.
They want to see it. They've been asking for it. They want to see it. It's been a while.
I mean, I guess if we're celebrating an anniversary, I mean, what better thing that we could be celebrating?
I'm scared. Oh my God, he made 250. Oh my God, you guys. 250.96. You have made 250. Oh
just squeaked over the line for what a momentous occasion, everybody.
Is that momentous? I don't know. I'm like, that's I'm shooketh.
No, it's not something I should be proud of at all.
Right,
but,
exactly.
And there are many times where I look at this number and go like, I just need to just clear this stuff. And then I go like, but the fans, Frank, what about the fans?
That's true. They want to see go high. 300,000. That's next. 300,000. So it's like,
if I come back, the next summer together and it's like 248, there's going to be some sadness by everybody. They're going to be like, what's happening? What's happening, Frank?
Oh my God, that is crazy. Okay. He's at 250, kids. All righty. Let's go on to the show. And that's crazy. They're writing that. They're like, oh my God. I know. I'm like, I always joked that he would get 250. He got 250.
I did. Sometimes if you have a dream,
They're all now Frank needs a new phone. Well, he still has storage apparently on there, so apparently he's doing fine. You had to buy storage, didn't you? You had to buy storage, didn't you?
I did buy storage rather than because just deleting the emails was just like I was always butting up against the limit, and I was like, this is tiresome.
Because I think my storage is only 1 terabyte, I think. Is it a terabyte?
Yeah, I should check my Gmail. Like
I know, because I think I only pay $1.99 a month for it or something. So I think I got I had to up it to a little bit.
Let me.
It's like something like that. I wonder what you got. Because I'm like, oh my God.
I did the 3. Here we go. On my Gmail app. Let's just see how much space I have.
I know.
Well, I mean, so far, I'm not.
You're good.
Yeah, I'm good.
He's good. Oh, that's right. 250. Wow. Yeah, he's got a bunch.
I've got I've used 19% of my 100 gigabytes. So, guys, we're okay. We're okay. But
that's amazing. That's amazing. All righty. Okay. On to the show, kids. I don't even know where to begin. I put in the title Sexual Sprina, Sona Wedding, are two, and then we got Lois Returns. Those are 3 things everybody's talking about already right now. So let's start small. It just happened, and we can have instant reactions. Lois returning. What are your thoughts?
It's it is one of those where it's just the reality is of working on a television show where Lois is a character that exists within that universe, but because of Renee Sofer's obligations on Young and the Restless, or whatever else she has going on with her life, she was just not on General Hospital. But Lois is still around, but we're never going to see her. So occasionally name checked or anything. But I would think of all the things to come back to want to see her brookie about. her being let go, which still crazy to me that this was hot topic for a newspaper there in Port Charles, was about her brookie being let go from deception, rather than like when, oh, hey, she faked a pregnancy and then pretended to have a baby that was really Maxie's, and then was fighting against Peter August to protect that baby. Maybe that might be a time mom might want to come by and just like, hey, just want to see how my brookie's doing. But that just wasn't possible at the time. So, while nice to see her, it's also, it just smacks of like, okay, this is what we're coming back for. This, all right. But great to see Renee Sofer, for sure. I mean, she just slips right back into it, and there's, seeing like Olivia's reaction, stuff that we didn't get to see before because we're only just hearing about the Bensonhurst connection, right. But getting to see that in real time was really cool.
Yeah, I felt the reason they came back was kind of crazy. Yeah, don't they have phones in Bensonhurst? I know. Yeah, it was kind of crazy. But again, we get the business. It's so I'll forgive that because I know it's just whatever. But it was funny because they first showed the nails on the iPad. That was kind of fun. Then they showed her. She was in Ned's dream, in Eddie Main's dream. The side view, like, that's Lois, the other woman. He said he knew. I thought it was fun. I think Rena Sofer, because she just left Bold and the Beautiful not so long ago. So now she's a free agent. But I heard, if Frank is correct, she has other things going on. She's only on for about 30 episodes. So I don't know how that falls. I don't know how it's going to fall. But she's on for a limited time, and she's not main story, folks. Just so you don't get excited. She's part of supporting story. So we're going to see her however often that will be, or not even, but you know how GH writes. So how that works. But she's a breath of fresh air. Just that New York accent, the Brooklyn accent, everything. So she's a breath of fresh air. It was, for me, seeing her and Tracy, the same actresses, something you said about the same actresses playing them 30 years later, that's very cool also. Only soaps can do that. Only soaps can do that.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's kind of fun. When she goes, are those laugh lines or just lines? I started laughing. That was, hilarious.
And I'm excited to see her with Sonny as well, too.
Yes. So bringing her on, she's connected to so many people. So seeing her with Livia was great. That whole scream, it was like so realistically kind of like that thing.
Yeah.
Seeing her in Brooklyn. I mean, I was waiting for that too. It's a seamless. It seems seamless, and like she's in. Now we got Eddie Main looking at her, so it's very seamless. So I like it. But I agree with Frank. The reasoning of her come back, loose, but she's back. It brightens up the Q house a little bit.
But it also just brings up to just the awkwardness where that was never really any part of the Olivia and Ned storyline as they were even initially getting together. Was like, oh, wait a second, you were married to like one of my best friends. And now I'm with you, and I should really just talk to her to see if like, hey, I know you guys aren't together anymore, but is it going to be weird if I'm actually dating, the father of your child and ex-husband? Like, that is the conversation that never happened. So even when they were enthusiastic to see each other, I was still like, yeah, but that's weird, right? Like, you guys have never once talked about like that she's with Ned now. And she's kind of like, a stepmom to your daughter. Is that a conversation ever happened?
Nope. But Sonny's been with everybody on the show, so there you go.
True.
Right. He's been with everybody. So let's go there. Let's just go there because this is causing a lot of controversy. And I'm going to tell you what I heard, but what's what we saw. So the Sona wedding happened. Basically, we're doing it to the island. And I didn't mind they had Christina, which made sense there, and little Donna. I think that makes sense. They didn't bring Avery this time, so that's fine, whatever. Michael and Willow came, of course. They had to come, so that makes sense. That made sense also. Dante couldn't make it, he's busy, whatever. Now Joss getting a little upset about it. I'm like, okay, girl, nobody you said you hate Sonny, so why are you mouthing off or whatever?
But although I do understand her point, it's like, hey, hold on a second. I thought we were all hating Sonny, and now
right. I know that was so funny. She's like, oh, hello, echo. That was funny. I did laugh at that too. She's like, wait a minute, we were all on the same page. so to speak. I guess not, Joss. That was cute. And happy 8 years to Eden McCoy, who's celebrating 8 years on the show today. I think it's 8 or 9, something like that today. So she came on as a kid, now she's an adult. She's a grown woman.
Yeah, I mean, which is a very rare feat, it seems, for soap operas these days. There's not the Kimberly McCulloughs. It seems like we don't have the leniency to be able to have characters age in real time on our show much anymore.
You said that very correctly. Yes, I agree with you. But anyway, so they go to Puerto Rico, of course, and to me, this storyline made sense that it was like an elopement, so to speak, and not a huge wedding. I'm glad they didn't do that. I mean, they've both been married before and all this stuff. So I'm just like, this actually is all to me. All this makes sense to me so far. I'm like, okay.
How are you feeling about the Michael and Sonny kind of reconnection again? Does it track with you from everything that's been going on? Does it feel believable, or does it feel like just for storyline purposes they've kind of just like, well, they're going to be buddies again?
It is. I think it's a little bit of both. I think it's obviously storyline dictated to get Willow and Michael forgiving their parents. It's a little quick, I think, but I'm okay with it on some level. Michael always forgives Sonny. Sonny's done even worse things like kill your father and other stuff. He's done stuff. So it's like he's done really bad things, but Michael needs to be more of a Quartermain. He needs to be more of, he comes from Carly. He comes from Sonny, Jason. He comes from Jax on some level. I mean, all these people shaped him. AJ, he comes from all of that, and he's the boringest character on earth. I need something. And so I was okay with him and Willow coming back. Now I don't care about harmony and all that, and whatever. Don't all quite. I don't care. But Michael had to forgive him on some level because that's what he does. He always forgives him. And so for me, it does actually play into it. And to have him find out the reveal, and it should be him. I think it should be him and not Willow. I think it should be him to do the confronting or whatever.
Yeah, it's for a little bit. I feel like Michael was the Jocelyn before Jocelyn in terms of feeling like,
yes,
I thought we were all hating so like, because like when Carly was like, yes, your father and I are not together, but we've reached an understanding because we share kids and we need to be able to function together as just individuals and co-parents to our children. So while we're not going to have the same kind of love with each other, we can still work together and maybe at least have some respect for each other for us to continue. So I feel like once Carly was able to turn the page, it felt weird for having Michael carry that grudge for so long. And you're like, geez Louise, Michael, like, dial it down. So, I mean, I'm glad that transitioned a little bit, but, it has made the reparations a little awkward for me because when it was like Sonny would be like, you're going to have to come and, ask me, beg for my forgiveness when he was laying that on Michael a while back ago. It's like, so for this, it's like, hey man, it's family and family's there for each other, right? Like, okay, I guess, sure. It just seemed a little bit more, it was going to be a little tough to win back Sonny's affection. But I guess you just go to a wedding and you bring your kid because Nina's going to want to see that kid. That it's like, hey, it's all good.
My thing is having Michael find out and not say anything at first. I get what they're trying to do. And here's the thing, folks, here's what's going to happen, kids. You can quote me on it. Sonny will be upset at first, but he's going to forgive Nina. Nina actually didn't do anything wrong. When you think about it, she was petty, but she turned in folks who did something wrong. Carly did wrong. and Drew is paying for it. Because Drew and Michael both warned Carly not to do it. It's all on tape, folks. I didn't make it up. It's all on tape. Carly committed a crime, and she's not paying for it. Think about it. So Michael choosing how he's going to, we got to see how it plays out. Choosing how he's going to do this, he knows it involves his mother, though. It involves, so it's like, if he doesn't do a huge reveal, it'll be something private. And I think Michael's going to use it to his advantage. That's what Michael does. So I feel like I knew the wedding was going to happen. I was like, the wedding's going to happen. I knew it was going to, I just had it was going to happen. Just like Portia, the wedding happened. Then the reveal happened afterwards. It's going to happen again the same way. And I see in the chat, a lot of you guys agreeing with me. So everybody can agree. Carly committed a crime. And Drew kind of let it happen. So they are in the wrong. Nina doing that was petty, but she's not wrong. I mean, her reason, I mean, she was tired of Carly. She did it. Carly knew about her daughter and didn't tell her for a year. I mean, there's things you have to kind of go, okay, I get tit for tat, I guess. And everybody, thank you so much for saying we're glad we're back. We're glad to be back also. We'll be back again next week and everything. 52 people are watching, 52. Hit the like button. Hit it, the thumbs up. So I think Michael's going to do something where it's going to be like, he might talk to Nina first. And then say, okay, girl, I know what you did last summer. I don't know. Or he may talk to Sonny. So I think this is going to go down differently than people think it was going to go down. I thought it'd be this big reveal for the wedding, and everybody hates her. I think something's going to happen. And, yes, it's not a crime to report a crime. It sure isn't. It isn't. But I think it's going to go down differently than we think it's going to go down. I think Nina and Sonny will stay together. That's my prediction. I think they're going to stay together.
I would hope so. I mean, if you've spent this much time trying to get them together, to get them apart so quickly would be frustrating. Like,
I agree.
One, always great with Michael's poker face, because you can never tell what he's thinking. So I'm sure I could not tell that he felt any sort of way about learning that Nina was the one. But I do like something that's, in a sense where he's also still kind of figuring out how to deal with his dad on this too, because it's also like his dad, she's at least a live omission to Sonny that Nina's done. So, I mean, in one sense, Sonny didn't have all the full details, whether they would still get married or not. Had Sonny had known, maybe they would have still, he would have forgiven her, or at least understood. But, I can understand Sonny being, it's like, yes, Carly committed a crime, and Nina, for reported it, primarily motivated by pettiness, but still it was a crime. But Sonny is a person that operates in a world of crime too. So is that a red flag for Sonny, where it's just like, anytime that her and I have any argument in the future, is she just going to be petty and just report me for a crime? Is that, great about that too? So I don't know if that's something that Sonny would consider at all. Is like, this is not great.
So Nina doesn't excite me. I think she's a whiny, just it's my nerves. But I know that Sonny is happy with her. Like, for some reason, he's telling himself he's happy with her. So I think him and Carly are now friends again, so to speak. They're friendly. I don't think they're getting back together or anything. I don't think there's any of that going on. She's really interested in Drew. I always laugh because obviously Sonny's backup doesn't work. It never works in prison. And Drew gets beat up and beats up Hope and all this stuff. I'm gonna protect you. And there, you have a guy following Anna or whatever. Okay, sure. It just never works. So that makes me laugh. He's kind of ineffectual that way. And it's weird they write him that way. It's just so weird. But I know, because this whole thing with the ELQ and Ned thinking he's Eddie. So I'm thinking so tying back the former thing we were just talking about with this, maybe with Lois back, he'll start to get his memory back on some level, like maybe he'll jar something. So I'm feeling he has to get back to Ned at some point.
Yeah, because it also seems weird to me that it's just that oddness where Lois was his manager back when he was Eddie
Right.
Main. So for him to not really remember who even
Right.
she is in the
Right.
whole Eddie Main of it seems really weird to me because he seems to be able to remember the majority of all his other Eddie Main experiences. And yet your manager, who is probably the one that is with you the most, and is, has, is your partner in terms of growing your career, you would think like, oh yeah, I remember the person that, was representing me and getting me into all these opportunities as I was Eddie Main. Like, I feel like I know you somewhere. Were you in my dream? It's like that's it. That the whole Eddie Main and Ned of it are kind of it's odd to me in the storyline.
Breaking news, you guys. I was a huge fan of hers, and she was so healthy. I'm actually in shock. Suzanne Summers just passed away.
Suzanne Summers?
Yes, 76
Wow.
years old. Passed away. That's of course Three's Company, which I've loved her from that step by step, all her stuff. But Suzanne Summers just passed away.
Thigh Master.
Thigh Master, right? Thigh Master, all of that. Her whole sexual stuff with her husband and being older and having sex. I mean, she's always been so healthy. She died at 76. Wow, it just happened. She was going to turn 77 tomorrow.
Oof. Wow.
That's actually I just posted some. I just posted about a couple weeks ago. They were on two covers of magazines. The Three's Company was Newsweek and Time, about, they call it Jiggle TV. I remember that. So she was part of them and Charlie's Angels all jiggle. They literally jiggle TV. And so because I was just getting over Piper Laurie yesterday. They're all gonna laugh at you. They're all gonna laugh at you. I was just getting over that. And Twin Peaks, my girl in Twin Peaks. She died yesterday, another person, but she was like 97 years old. But Suzanne Summers, I just saw her on something the other day. Wow. The only one left is Joyce DeWitt.
A fun thing on YouTube, you can check out the first pilot of Three's Company, where Jack was not named Jack. He had a different name, and he was a aspiring person in the entertainment industry. He wanted to be a director. But then it wasn't Janet and Chrissy, it was two other girls instead. And it is interesting to say the least.
I'm gonna run and watch it today. I'm gonna run and watch it.
Yeah, you can definitely see that that the potential is there, but they needed some tweaks before they they actually officially greenlight the series. But you could tell, like, John Ritter was the highlight out of that. So you can see why they kept him and recast the other two, and then made some tweaks around it.
Wow, I gotta check that out. I have to check that out. I'm actually kind of in shock a little bit. I'm just like, because I just always see something about her. It's kind of crazy. But anyway, I'm sorry, it's lonely. It's a holistic pride. Yeah, she's been doing a lot of stuff recently, but she had a good life. She worked it out, and she was somebody who fought for her rights back in the day when they didn't do that. And I was like, it's crazy.
No, and admittedly, I felt like Three's Company was never. It was. I mean, it was it's a fun show, but it was never the same after she was gone.
I agree. Totally agree. Completely agree. Okay. You
are doing the. You can just do it now. The announcement for your Three's Company after show here.
I'd almost do it. I mean, they're saying in the chat, and I'll tell you, the three of them were magic together. It was a magic. I know it's based on an English series and whole thing, but the three of them were magic. And John Ritter, you're right, you guys. John Ritter's comedic timing was, I mean, his pratfalls, everything. It was a silly show, but it totally worked. Like, it totally worked. And I just remember growing up watching it. Like, we just watched. So I agree with you guys. They did some stuff. So that's kind of interesting. That's very interesting. Okay. Back to our show here. I just wanted something that just came through to me. I was like, oh, that just popped up in my thing. Yeah, Lois is in Ned's dream. She was in Ned's dream. Carly has helped raise Avery. Yes. But Nina is remember, Nina is Ava's best friend. So she's always in Avery's life. And she's got to know little Donna. We wish that kid was never born, but that's another story. It just made no sense to have a geriatric pregnancy. I just did not. We did not need that. We did not need that at all. But now that the kid is around, the kids are cute. They're cute.
Yeah,
they're around. So, but I just think that Ned. I said Ned. Yeah, well, yeah. Ned's going to remember at some point. Michael knows that Ned didn't do it, so I'm curious to see how he handles that also.
Yeah.
And there's still the whole ELQ stuff going on. And Valentine's still part of it. So so if they write this correctly, there's some fun stuff in there. But Frank, I say that Frank tongue firmly in cheek, my cheek hurts. If they wrote it correctly, this could be a great umbrella story with far-reaching effects. But they're busy trying to get Drew out of prison.
Yeah. The whole prison thing kind of, I don't know, with Cyrus and whatnot, because it just seemed when Drew first got there, it seemed like Cyrus was in a position of like, he had no power. Book was picking on him. He was worried about the warden as he's talking about Drew's like, you don't understand the warden. And he has his heart attack, and then he goes to GH and all that stuff. But it at least it started off initially. It felt like Cyrus is in a position of weakness. And then it looks like that. Nope, he's really been pulling the strings this whole time. It has just seemed weird to me with, I don't know, the warden's relationship with Cyrus to Drew. All of it just seems odd to me in terms of the way it's written. And it just feels to me, at least, that motivations have shifted throughout this. And so it's made it tough to really kind of have an appropriate, an appreciative through line for this story. I'm like, oh, where are we going with this? What? So Cyrus is not scared of the warden anymore. He's actually, kind of, the power behind the throne of the warden. Okay. And even the warden's like, oh, don't you worry. Drew Kane is going to be taken care of. But it also feels like in other scenes that she's equally as invested in about getting Drew out of prison. So I don't understand what her deal is either, but I'm also leaving to go to Texas to be head of all prisons. So I'm not going to be here anymore. Like, well, I don't understand any of this, because I also felt like Cyrus is like, so what about me? And then it cuts to the next episode and he's getting out of prison. So like what? What is happening? It's just so weird to me.
It really feels like, Frank, it feels like they're trying to wrap up their storyline over there. They're trying to wrap it all up, get them out of prison, get everybody out of prison. It's like, okay, we're done with the prison set, everybody. Let's get everybody out of there. That's what it feels like to me, Frank.
Yeah, which I guess is fine, but it's also then, guys, that's what happens when you mispace your show. Is that at some point when you realize like, we've overextended the prison usefulness, we got to get rid of that. And then what you're forced then to do is just this really kind of ham-fisted storytelling to kind of move all your pieces into place.
Well, I agree with you. I mean, I'm on your side. I agree with you completely. I think it's just they're trying to wrap it all up. Something like that of that whole section, because again, we're going to do so much from prison. Prison is limiting. It's very limiting. They have that other set they have also of outside the prison where you meet up. They got that to you. But I think they're probably trying to wrap it up. It just seems so, like you said, so weirdly fast. Just like, okay, doing this and then this happening. It's a little confusing too, a little jarring. That's the word, a little jarring.
You buy that any of Cyrus's emotional growth is genuine, or is it all just a facade to be able to get him out?
Depends on the writing. I don't know. The General Hosptail is so all over the place. With that character, it could be either. It just depends on what the writers are deciding what they're going to do.
Because it felt like to me that towards the tail end of it, all of a sudden it really just flipped on being all about Sonny. Like, oh, Sonny is so respectable, and he's got a relationship with my sister, and I don't. Oh, how frustrating that is. And on top of all that, it seems like the heart attack was the wild card for that. Because I feel like that's the thing that finally put it over the top for him to be able to get out, was the heart attack. So without having that.
In the chat, it seems there's a 50-50. Cyrus is a true mastermind. And I'm saying, I think I can't make a decision because I just think it's going to depend on the writing, because it literally, they could go either direction with him. That's the great thing about actually his character, that Cyrus is unpredictable. Having him out, we can see him with Laura, we can see him with Martin. Like, there's things we can see him with bothering folks, him bothering people. And it depends on the writing, how they're going to, which direction he'll go. I saw to answer your question. I just have an answer because I don't know. I don't know what to. I don't have a thought because I don't know what to. I'm waiting to see what they show us, like what the next step is. Will we see that he's actually, because he's not Pikeman, folks. He's not Pikeman. It's not him. It's somebody bigger. He's just part of some stuff, but he's not the big boss. He's not.
Yeah, because there was something about seeing Cyrus like butting heads with Victor that was enjoyable. Because it was just, it was something different than seeing him kind of tied into the whole Sunny stuff. It was also giving somebody Cyrus to kind of butt heads with. But with Victor gone, there's really that doesn't exist anymore. So that the stuff that I was hoping to kind of see explored with that character more, to be able to have those moments where he could genuinely make a better connection with Laura and Martin and that side of and Nicholas, or excuse me, Spencer, and that side of the family, no longer exists now. So his conversation with Laura in that great little prison visiting room set it feels like we're just going back to Cyrus of old, where it's just he is just desperate for some level of approval from Laura, and some kind of specific relationship in his Cyrus's head that should exist between him and Laura that he feels like Sonny has instead, that he desperately craves. And it feels like no matter what, it's like Cyrus has no, like, I've said I've repented, so you should immediately love me and welcome me with open arms, and not allowing for like, hey, Cyrus, everybody's going to kind of just forgive you and kind of come to terms with you on their own timetable. And so for you to be like, well, my sister, are you sure you wish me well, sister? Like, oh, those conversations get a little bit weird. So if we have to start having those again, I'm going to get really tired of those quickly.
See, I'm the opposite of Frank. I love it. I love Cyrus. I'll watch him do anything. He can read the phone book. I don't care. I love Jeff Kober. I love his. I think he's one of the most interesting characters on the canvas. I think that when he comes on screen, I can take my eyes off him and see what he's going to do. Because General Hosptail has so many characters that I don't give two shits about, and they could be on screen. They're on screen all the time, and I just don't give. If I could care less, I could care less. But I can't care any less, so I already care less. So he's one of the more exciting characters for me. So I'll take some of the crazy, unpredictable, weird ways they get to him. I don't care. I love him. I'll take him. I'll take him over half the cast. I'll take him. At this point, as we're trying to find, I don't want everybody to think we just hate the show or whatever. We always say we want improvements, we like the show. But I just want to say, for me, I'm always trying to find positive things in there, in the mire, try to find something in there that I can say on this show. And so for me, I'm a Cyrus fan. I'll take him however I can get him. And if something doesn't make any sense, fuck it, I'll take it. I just don't care. Oh my God. Thank you, Ambassador Sam Official, for the $50 super chat.
Holy cow.
You are the winner. And everybody think Ambassador Sam is Official. Like, hello. I am in shock.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. Please, thank you. Oh my God, I'm in shock. But that's so. But you know what I mean, Frank? I'm just kind of like I am putting some things aside for certain characters because I like them, but I am waiting for the writing to kick in to see where they take them. Also, I love Jeff Korber. I love it. I'll take him.
Yeah, it's just, I guess I'm trying to see what they have planned for him, because I feel like, if you're going to spend this time trying to at least tell some kind of reclamation storyline with Cyrus, I feel like the one way to shoot that in the foot is to put him against Sonny, because ultimately we know anybody against Sonny is going to lose, and then he's going to have to go away again. So I feel like then that's I feel like that's a short-term gain. So if you really want to make it long-term, that's why I was so more intrigued about the whole Victor storyline and him having Victor as an adversary, is that it opens up new storylines for Cyrus. We can see him doing different things that don't necessarily put him in conflict against Sonny, direct conflict where we know he has to lose, and then just go away again. So, I mean, I'd love to see it if they try to do a different spin, but the way that they've been hitting this nail on the head, where we even got Cuz talking about it, where it's like, nope, the boss is just crazy about this Sonny and his sister storyline. So, I don't know.
Oh, side notes. I will be interviewing Bonnie Burrows, Frank. She loves you. You know, I'm gonna do it by myself, folks. Do it by myself. We're gonna have to sit down and have a one-on-one. So we're gonna make Frank go do that. But she knows that you like it's the character, not her. She knows that already. And she loves Frank. She thinks Frank's funny. But we're gonna sit down together on our own and have
Look
a talk.
at that.
Yes.
A meeting of titans.
Yes, everybody in chat's asking to say they miss Bonnie Burrows. I know she's gone. What's what that storyline is saying? But you guys know, I mean, I am interviewing her. But I chuckled because I was like, I can tell Frank I'm going to be interviewing her. So, but she knows, she loves you. She knows everything. She knows it. She knows the character. So, but I thought I'm not going to put you through it. It'll be me talking to her because I can actually go get into it. Yeah. So
I'm a professional, James.
I know you. I know you are. But I saved the other folks for you. I was like, this is all like, yeah, I'll do it myself. I'll do this one myself. But the Perry Shans, Kathy, I'll say those for you and I. But that's just like, this is what we want myself. Hey, fine. But no, so get ready for that. That's coming out soon. Pike needs Marlena from Days of Our Lives. She's a psychiatrist, yeah. So folks are actually trying to figure out who this Pikeman person is. I've heard some rumors, folks. I can't really repeat, but I can give you a hint. It's not Jerry Jacks. That's one hint. But number two, it is someone who was on before who is related to many folks on the canvas.
Alcazar.
Frank said the name Alcazar. Maybe that could be it. Ted King's been seen at the studios. But nothing official has been said. He's currently supposed to be on Bold and Beautiful right now, but that don't mean anything. He's not really on it. I mean anything. So I've heard that rumor. Well, I've heard the Jerry Jacks rumors. That's not him. It's not Jacks. That's if it is Frank, it's a recast, obviously. It's not Igor Rademacher. That's not he. When he's trying to sue them, it's not him. Yeah. So there's been names bandied because I think you can agree, Frank. It has to be somebody big for all of this at this point that we know. Somebody big that we know. It can't be a no name.
But also, it would seem true. And Alcazar would be a nice nod and pull from GH history, but also weird to me thinking that, I mean, this is somebody that also has government affiliations as well. So would Alcazar be that person? I don't know. It would seem odd for me to see him in that kind of position. But if you want to, sell it however you want to sell it, or if there's another Alcazar brother out there that we didn't know about, who changed his name to Pikeman.
Yeah, I got it right. Yeah, as I said, they haven't used him. You're right, Nathan. They haven't used him on BB in a long time. I know. I agree. He's been wasted. So I agree with you, Nathan, on that. So I'm saying, I'm like, I'm just saying there were some names I'm saying, but it has to be at this point. They want to save the story a bit. It has to be somebody we know that's a big enough villain. So I mentioned Cassadine. I don't know. I mean, I don't mean, is it Nicholas? It'd be funny if it was Nicholas was Pikeman this whole time. That'd be kind of funny, but that's not going to happen.
Have it be AJ. Yes,
Let's see, Sean Kanan. Well, I mean, if they could do a Wally Kurth, if Sean Kanan's major storyline right now on Bold, he's heavy storyline, that would be hilarious if it was AJ. Wonderful.
That he's
That's me, Sean Kanan's AJ. Sorry, Billy Warlock. I want my man. Get him more work. Get him more work. But that would be amazing too. But see, Alcazar was an arms dealer when he first came on.
Yeah.
He has a kid with Sky, little Lila Ray.
Yes. Which, I mean, if you get an opportunity to see Sky again, heck, that'd be cool.
I know. So, but Sandra says she's thinking it's someone you never suspect, not an actual villain.
Yeah, but it's like, I feel like, if you get into arms dealing, I don't know. I feel like there would be some nod to it. It'd be like, it's really Phyllis. Phyllis is Pikeman all along.
That would be hilarious. Brooklyn mentions a name that should not be mentioned ever on the show. James is Pikeman blank. I'm not saying his name. A character she says it in the chat. I'm not repeating the name. It's a person I hate the most. That's supposedly dead. You know it is. Well,
that's true. That is true. I mean, there was opportunities to take that body and have it not really be dead. So
and Frank, you fall into your thing earlier that we were talking about. If what was his name? If the man should not be mentioned, I feel I'll do like Whoopi Goldberg does about Trump. You know who? That's what she always says. You know who? So I will say, you know who? That would fit into Frank's thing about the fire at Anna's house. Maybe you know who set the fire, but Charlotte did the other stuff. Maybe you know who did the shot.
That's true.
I hope that person who should not be mentioned is not coming back. I hope not.
I mean, just seeing photos, at least a little while ago on social media, rocking a considerably longer locks than last he was on. So he would have a very different look.
Same person though.
Perhaps man bun.
Someone brings up
dying does stuff to you, James. You can come back,
I would run into the street in traffic in rush hour on the 105 if he came back. So anybody, that'd be it. 105 freeway, 2:30 in the afternoon, where it's super crowded. I would run in the middle of the street.
But would you be down for it to be Jerry Jacks if it was a recast?
Nope. Has to be Sebastian Roche. I know he's busy doing other work. He's really busy. And I heard he's not coming back. I heard he has something against General Hosptail. Like he's just really busy. You can't do a recast. I don't think you can with him. Someone's bringing up Cassandra. Others are saying Alex. Did she fall into the water?
It made it seem like she was dead. But
yeah,
it was also like she,
Or Kaiwan thinks it's another sister. And on All My Children, they had a cousin. It was a guy. I forgot his name all of a sudden. You guys can tell me in chat. It turned out he had the same last name as Devane. I'm not blinking out his name. I see his face blinking out his name.
Chuck?
Him?
That is his first name? Chuck Devane? Dwight?
That sounds like an announcer. And say, Chuck Devane, talk about the Dodgers. No, that's just not like, I've got it. Oh my God, folks, you guys are going crazy. He was on All My Children for years. And he was Devane. He was like a cousin or a nephew to them.
Yep.
Thank you, Aiden. Thank you, Jason.
Oh.
Aiden. So he's related to them. So I could be him. See, Helena's supposedly dead, right? But I don't know if she's dead for good. I mean, I don't know, but she's supposedly dead. But Jerry, I don't think Jerry Jackson's coming back. Yeah, Aiden Devane. Thank you guys. I knew chat would know. Aiden Devane. Thank you.
I mean, admittedly, it'd be great for Jerry Jacks, only because, boy, to give Alexis a little juice in her story.
Oh yes, you're right. But see, also, when it comes to Jerry Jacks, he's ruthless.
Yeah,
we know he shot Robin. He let Alan have a heart attack. He was one of the few baddies that actually did something and, you know, followed through with it. Helena did too, when she sliced homegirl's throat or whatever. She's like, oh, she killed her own daughter. It's like Jerry did bad things. Like he actually would follow through on it. But I agree with you, Crystal. That's what I was saying with Frank. Whoever it is, as this person says in the chat, they must be worth the hype for viewers. I completely agree.
Yeah, because we feel like Cyrus's relationship to Pikeman is also antagonistic as well too, because
Right.
he's all trying to buy getting it. So to be able to have somebody like Jerry Jacks, whoever's going to go up against Cyrus as well, you want them to be formidable.
Yes, I agree with you. Hi, Susan. Hi, guys. 61 people are watching. 61. I can speak for Frank. I just will for the rest of the show. I'm just kidding. I can speak for Frank. We are very grateful you guys come back to us. We take breaks. We come back. You guys always come back to us. We were one of the firsts. This is where Shade comes in, Shady Sunday. We were one of the firsts to do General Hospital recaps with a live audience. We were one of the first. We weren't the first. We were one of the first. All the others came afterwards. And we love them all. And I've had many of them on the show. We love them all. I'm just saying, we are the OGs. Don't you forget it. And we love you. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Little shade. I don't care who hears it. It's the truth. Must be no lies. Okay. You know me. Trust and believe. That's what somebody goes Morgan. That would be actually funny. But then it would be Morgan would be after Sunny, I guess. It wouldn't be Anna. Then it would take away from Anna. It'd be after Sunny. That'd be interesting. Morgan. I mean, his body blew up, I guess. We didn't see the body.
Yeah. An interesting, change to see what happened to Morgan if that were the case. But then you feel like, well, then that's like 2 years of heavy antagonism, and then something would happen, and then Morgan and Sunny would, make nice.
I don't care. Let's watch the next story. We've seen it forever. We're next thing. Okay, you are the pioneers of GH Lives. We did it first. Thanks to AfterBuzz TV. Okay. We did start out. Oh, okay. So we have to talk about, because this is I'm trying to do small, big, small, big. We have a new Molly, Frank. Ring around the pose. It's the musical chair of Molly's. The musical chair of Molly's. Now we got another Molly, apparently younger. They're pregnant. She's been. I don't. Do you have any thoughts at all? I mean, any thoughts at all?
And it's a shame. I mean, we've talked about this before too, but it still, I feel like, resonates that it's not the original actors. Even having just one of them, because I certainly know one, given real life circumstances, would be difficult to have on the show. So we already wouldn't be able to have both original actors in these roles. But still, I mean, not having OG Christina in there, it just seems weird.
I agree.
So to have the storyline and it's recasted on both sides, and it's just so, and I feel like the stories, at least from Molly and TJ's point of view, is just so weird to me that it just makes it tough for me to get invested in the storyline at all.
Yeah, I agree. I'm just like, they go new Molly. That's hilarious. I like that, Judy. I like that. Usually it's just new Molly. Now it's new Molly. Yes, and having Kate Manzi as new Christina, it's overkill. However, Frank, if the writers do this, let me stand up. If the writers do this,
getting on the soapbox.
My soapbox. I'm going to go with my soapbox. I would love. I'm almost afraid to say it. I would love if they follow through and make Christina and Blaze a love interest.
Man, you seem like it seems like that's what it's going to be.
Exactly, Frank.
But I mean, all the writing on there is for those initial flirtations. But then I feel like it's going to get relegated to like Yuri and our
Terry.
Yeah, that we'll see it once in a blue moon. Which is like, but if you're going to do it, just do it. Just do it, and then actually show it.
I know. As I say, I say it, and it's like everybody's for it. They're like, "Yeah, we're for it," but they They always peter out. I said Peter. They always punk out. That's what I'm saying. They always punk out. I would love to see a storyline. I would love to see Christina finally them decide to give, for me, an LGBTQIA plus story. So I would like to see that. I think they have chemistry. I think they have chemistry. It could be fun. And give Christina something to do other than just her foundation. I mean, more than that.
Yeah, I mean, admittedly, Christina is getting more screen time than she's had in a long time.
Yes.
But so if that's the case, great. But let's actually give her something meaningful and not just have her be the one that's always like, Dante, what do you mean you're not going to the wedding? Don't you? We got to be there. Just those kinds of scenes where Christina's, griping and complaining to other people about what they're not doing in their, because of their storylines. Yes. No. Let's give Christina something to do too. That, the whole, I mean, her opening up her own foundation is great, but it's in the abstract because we don't, you like we've talked about before, it doesn't become real until you see like a set for it. And you're like, okay, we're going to see some scenes taking place here. So that's just all abstract stuff. Her and a relationship with Blaze, you can do it on any set. So it's easier to make happen if you're willing to do it.
Yeah. Jason, you're right. We should mention this is very, very quick, very small. They showed Yuri and Terry kiss.
Look at that.
Very quick. He said goodbye to her, kissed her. Like, that's the first time we've seen a straight guy in real life and a transgender woman in real life kiss. So I was like, wow, that was quick. Like, that's so nice. It made it very normalized. Like, they say, sorry. But Yuri said he's getting a new job. You hear that? He goes, I have to tell my bosses, which I'm assuming that's the Quartermains, let's get a new job.
Or maybe he's working for Pikeman.
I was going to say that.
But we did get a little shout out though that Monica was just upstairs because Yuri was spending a little quality time with her.
And I have on good authority and good contacts. Leslie Charleston is fine. She's not sick. She's fine. But she's just COVID friendly. She's just has some COVID issues. That's why she's not on the set. But she is fine. So, but she may return at some point.
It can't be too soon, for sure.
Yes, I agree. So I was saying, you guys know she is okay. Like, so there's nothing wrong with her at the moment. She's good. Pikeman could be Rick Lansing. That's a good choice too.
That is a really good choice.
Very good choice. And that was from ECM 1203. That's a very good choice. I think we're all writing better story than they do. So I mean,
yeah,
we're all saying so. It makes sense. He'd be aiming for Sonny. He has Molly, and also there's all kind of stuff. So I don't know, kids. Okay, so those are two little minor things that we get out there. So I get that, and also BLQ is going to sponsor and whatever. Okay, let's go to. It's like a minefield. I'm like, well, okay, let's just do this, kids. Sprina had sex, and they had sex over, and he was on top, she was on top, he was on top, she was on top. I was like, folks, I wanted them to do it, but I was like, wow, they are doing it well. Thank you, LL J. Thank you. They had the New York trip was cute. They finally had sex. For me, it was just more of they're finally treating them like a young couple. So I thought that was finally good. Now that's out the way. But I enjoyed the little New York kind of excursion. It was fun seeing them just together, being just them. No baby Ace and shit. Just them. And that they had sex over and over and over again. I was like, all right, kids.
Doing it well.
That's right. What do you think, Frank?
One, I don't know if I needed the typical soap opera feint where it's like, trip is canceled because Ace might have chicken.
That was dumb. That was so dumb.
Like, why? What did that gain us? That really gained us nothing.
Nothing.
Except for just to make people irritated during the course of that episode. It's like because of just obvious frustrations with having these two actually be together. So maybe one less troll by the GH writers, like, yeah, but let's just stick it to one last time. This I'm glad to see them take the next step, but also it's and I'm hoping maybe because we haven't really seen much of it, maybe the show is going to kind of steer away from Portia being just a wacko when it comes to the whole Trina and Spencer relationship, because I mean Curtis has been in on it, and so has Marshall, and they've chatted with Trina about it. And I mean Curtis filled in Portia a little bit, but we've not seen her have she melted down the fact that her baby girl had sex with Spencer. Like she knows what's going down on a little weekend, trip away to New York. She knows what's going to go on. You'd think that Portia would be losing her mind, because if she's worried about Spencer, the fact that they've now had sex is only going to make him more locked in on each other. So I don't know. I would love to see Portia not go down that direction, because the way they were writing that character is just so frustrating to me.
I remember she's now co-chief of staff.
I had to come home and tell you.
It was, to me, I'm like, it's an insult to Terry, first of all. This whole time, she's been the only chief of staff. She's not good at the only chief. She hasn't proven herself, is number one. Number two, I turned it down and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, okay. And now I decided to change my mind. I'm like, oh my God, nobody cares. It's a thankless job.
I mean, especially if it's only interesting in the fact if you're actually going to show it.
Right.
But if you're not going to show it, you didn't need to name check it at all. Like, who cares if you're chief medical officer or not? You could not be. You could be doing exactly the same thing you're doing. And that's because that's the level of hospital stuff that the show is going to show us.
I know. And, because, I mean, all Terry was doing was trying to find out who's having sex in the shower. Because Nurse Amy said something. Like, that's what your job is, really.
That's what the CMO is all about, man.
Thank God this will put out of our misery. Just read, it was me, bitch. I'm the one who did it. Like, hello. And again, it was the kiss. And again, I haven't mentioned them because I just don't care. I mean, do we have to talk about them, Frank, at all?
Well, we do. I mean, because they made out in the shower with one fully clothed and the other not.
Frank, go right ahead. I know they're going forward with this, Frank. They are going forward. We'll get there in a second. I don't even get there right now. Back to Portia. I agree with you, Portia. She's so unlikable. I get it. And homegirl, okay. I chuckled. I don't know if you caught this, Frank. So Trina comes home with that Met bag with just 2 hats in it. Not 3, not one from her other dad, Taggart.
No.
One for her grandfather and one for her new dad.
Yeah, that's like, where is Taggart? We last saw him at Kelly's put a little flask.
Wait a minute. So it was a Knicks hat. What was the other hat? I couldn't tell.
I think it was Knicks and Brooklyn Nets.
Okay, I figured it was Nets. Okay, I wasn't sure. I couldn't remember. Couldn't tell. But just 2 hats. And Taggart's drinking at Kelly's. I don't know, in a coffee cup. He's over there. But then she left. I don't know if it was a blooper, they left it in or whatever. But later, when Hat Daddy goes to sit down, he picks up the thing off the floor, the bag off the floor, and puts it on the couch. I was like, they leave it there. I just think, and she only came for a minute, but it's like you brought your luggage. Like, you didn't just go to your dorm room first, drop your luggage. It was kind of weird. But I mean, Curtis is right. He's like, what am I gonna say? Just grown ass woman. Like, well, he's like, well, I'm gonna tell her what to do. So I kind of like Taggart's. I was like, well, she did what she did. I mean, that's just life goes on. But yeah, Portia's gonna lose it. She's gonna totally lose it, of course.
Yeah, but it's like, it's always like the little sad sack, of course, like, oh yeah, I wish I could play basketball, but I can't anymore. Wah, wah, wah. Wah, wah, wah.
But he says it in front of her, then tries to play it off like, I don't mean to start anything in front of her. I'm like, but you said it.
Yeah.
Of course, she was like, are you okay? Like, he's like, they're not doing Curtis any favors. So man, I just there's nothing for me to say about that storyline. He's paralyzed, I guess now. So there's that.
Yeah. And is he gonna give up the Savoy? I mean, Selena Wu certainly wants him to.
She does.
Because how could a person in a wheelchair run a nightclub? That's impossible. I mean, although admittedly, how he gets in and out of the Savoy, the stairs are not friendly.
No, they're not. But somehow he makes it in. Magically, he makes it in. Yeah.
I mean, clearly there's probably some back door for shipments and stuff. So I guess there's a back door to this establishment.
Frank is adding stuff on there, and I don't know if it's true. It could be true. No, it's
well,
true.
I went and got the blueprints to
schematics.
Yes.
Boy, yeah, okay. No, I would assume there's a back. Well, when they're delivering alcohol, it can't come in pallet. So maybe. I don't know. Maybe. I don't know. Oh shit! I'm knocking stuff over. Forget me knocking stuff over. Yeah, let's move on from that thing because he's like we tie it into the Sunny Anna stuff. That he's the casualty.
Yeah.
And do you like that Portia apologized to Anna? I
felt like yes, because Anna's already feeling awful about all of this, and as Anna does, she puts the weight of the world on her shoulders for everything. So she's already feeling bad, but then Portia just, being so over the top in the way that she is with anything related to her family. I felt like, let's at least do a check-in. So like Portia at least comes off as more as a human being, realizing like, oh yeah, in the moment, I came at you a little hot. So my apologies for that. So yes, a little moment of civility. Very nice to see on Portia's side.
Lolly 17 says, yes, there's a back door. Spencer left out of it over 2 years ago.
Well, there you go. Speaking of the Savoy, though, before we move on, the whole big thing about Marshall getting Eddie May to play there. And maybe debut his new song, which he hasn't been able to do yet. But the whole big thing was like, well, can you guarantee a bigger crowd than what we're seeing here? Because Sabrina Wu was trying to ice that club out. And Marshall's like, yeah, absolutely. And as usual, I mean, there was probably 25, maybe 30 people in there for Eddie May's performance. And I was like, that's right, man. This nightclub is happening. It's 30 people. 30 people.
And the other problem for me too, so before we move on to the next thing too, the other problem I have is having Stella and Marshall confront Selena to me is not the same. It should be her and Curtis talking. And I just really think Curtis is not a baby, and he's not an invalid. He can talk. So I know we're finally getting some talks in there, but I didn't really care for the whole family speaking for him and having showdowns with her. And she's just like, okay. She's not worried about them. She's like, yeah, whatever. She's like, yeah, it's I've got to talk to Curtis. So we saw in with Curtis, but I'm not a big fan of everybody talking to her and stuff. I mean, it should be him. He should be the one.
Yeah, and it was at least nice to have that scene between Stella and Portia, where Portia's all like, "Oh, maybe we can just eat in to celebrate my promotion," and Stella's like, "Hey, you got to just chill. Like, Curtis is a grown man. If he's uncomfortable with something, we all know he's going to say something.
Right.
So otherwise, go out to dinner. Be normal. Let's say, let him lead a regular life, and he'll let you know when it gets to be too much."
Yeah.
But they already start cocooning him away from everything. It's like, oof, all right, Portia. I have no idea where this Eddie Main and Ned storyline is going, but there's part of me that would love the idea of that Eddie Main became just a regular performer at the Savoy for a while. Just at least give him something to do and give this Olivia Eddie Main storyline a chance to kind of, I guess the idea of like falling in love with your husband again. Yeah. Even while he's thinking he's a different person. There's something kind of fun about it. I feel like the show has not really played it for everything it could be on this. And it could be like just a sense of fun between these two characters. It doesn't have to be all like angst.
I agree.
So I would love for them to explore it rather than just after Lois is done, after these 30 episodes, Ned's back and then everything's fine, kind of corrected itself. Like, no, let him be Eddie for a while. I think that's only going to make the weirdness of when the memory does return to be like, oh, yeah, I was in love with you, but then I was in love with this other side of you, and now the old you is back. Now where are we? But I feel like that only works if you got to give the Eddie and Olivia stuff plenty of time to really lock in.
Yeah, and again, pacing.
Yeah, because it could be fun. Let's have a fun romance, just fun.
Right, very fun. Yeah, I agree with you. It could be fun, but I don't know how they're gonna write it. I mean, it's just I just don't how they're gonna write it. They're saying in the chat. We'll get to that in a second too. But first of all, I just want to say, so I hope they show that Curtis can run the Savoy in a wheelchair. I think they can totally. And also, you guys said you guys are disabled in the chat. I told you guys that they're offended by the whole storyline, and of course, I understand why. I totally understand why. I totally get why you guys are offended. So hopefully, we'll see what happens with this, and and more Selena Wu. Of course, we want more Selena Wu, but they don't. Yours never her either. So I mean, it's
well, and maybe this will lead us into another talking point, but I feel like there's definitely been this elephant in the room for a little while, and that is got to be a conversation between Sonny and Selena. That's got to be coming up soon, especially about all the whole Gladys and Sasha stuff.
Yes, and we can say so. Let's lead into that. So, Frank's favorite subject, but I think you agree. Sophia Matson has done amazing work as Sasha. I mean, they put it on upon her. They put it upon her. And I like her and Cody. I didn't like Cody coming in. We talked about this before, but now they have a history of doing this. They bring in somebody and it's all horrible and annoying and all this stuff. And then after later they flesh things out. You're like, oh, the characters don't. We say it done this in the first place. I like Cody with Sasha. I liked the fast pace of the storyline. I liked that they captured the guy. Like I liked all of that. And I like that now she's in recovery. Your girl Gladys is gone, of course. We just talked a little earlier. But I do think I would love to have Sasha have some downtime, and maybe Cody be part of that. So he's still Mac's son. So
yeah, it's. I mean, I feel like they, especially when they zigged where you thought they were going to zag, and you thought everything was going to be wrapped up, but then they had Gladys turn Sasha in and send her back to Penton, to Penton Shady Brook one more time. I just felt like at that point you've kind of sealed the notice there on Gladys that she's got to go.
Yeah.
There's really no way that you could really keep her around. So, I feel like the scene between her and Sonny is like ultimately she's family, so she's not going to completely disappear. But for all intents and purposes, she is gone.
I'm glad you said that. So Frank said something. There's been controversy about Gladys's exit. And I said, and Frank actually said what I said on another show. She's family. So he's not going to off her. That's just not Sonny's deal. He won't do that to family. So for him, sending her back to where she came from with nothing, that's her karmic justice. Because that's all she cares about is stuff. But I do think, I do this, I'm going to talk about this with Bonnie. I think she did care about Sasha at one point. I really do think the situation got out of hand. And she had to keep, the snowball kept happening. She had to do worse to get worse. And then she was with the wrong people. And it was too, she didn't tell him, he didn't tell him to drug her. For the extent that he did. He wanted her to be a little off, which is still bad and wrong. But it wasn't the extent, he went further than she wanted. So I believe when she says that, I believe that part. And I think Sonny believes it too much. Like he knows about addiction and stuff. I think he believes some of the stuff, but he just wasn't giving her any slack.
No, and there's just I feel like, Gladys went wrong when certainly when things started to go bad. If she would have just been able to just talk to Sasha about it and just say, I'm in trouble. I've got a gambling problem and it got out of my control and I need your help. But she never did.
Yeah.
She tried to just by doing what she did to Sasha, which is not great, when she could have just saved everybody a world of hurt. by at least coming clean with her. Gone to, group meetings, stuff like that, to be able to, get herself back on track, but she didn't.
Didn't. But I do think Gladys did care about her for a while. And I think I just think it's got out of hand. And it might have got out of hand, and greed got in the way, and addiction, and Selena's fine not to play with. So I see why Splash was scared of her and then trying not to get Sunny. And I get all of it, actually. I totally get all of it. But the person who at the end who paid for it was Sasha.
Yeah. And like Sunny being in on it. The conversation though was just weird. With Sam being there and Gladys and Sunny, where Sunny knew the whole deal. But having Sam supposed to be there to kind of like act like she was filling Sunny in on all this stuff when Sunny already knew everything, it was weird to write the scene like that. I'm fine with having Sam there to kind of hold Gladys up till Sunny got there, but then to treat the rest of the scene where it was like, Sunny, you don't understand. She's done this, this, and this. Is that true, Gladys? Where, I mean, I guess he's giving her more rope to hang herself with, but it also was just weird because it's like Sunny already knows all this. So why don't we just cut to the chase?
They'll say Gladys should have talked to Sunny. Of course. She did.
Yeah. Why would you not? I mean, that's, even if you wanted to still have the whole, Gladys kind of working the angles kind of thing, she can definitely play on the whole Brando and Mike thing is just emotionally, she was in a bad place and she slipped.
Yeah.
And that's why she went down this road. But now she needs his help. And she, I'm sure Sunny would have, stepped up and taken care of it. But I don't know what any world where Sasha thought or Gladys thought like me trying to handle this myself is the best route to go.
Exactly. Sam doesn't have a storyline, right? She's not storyline. She's basically just kind of in storylines. That's what Santa did. Sam and Dante are happy, whatever. Max moved into her house, whatever. I mean, there's a lot of little tidbits. You're like, oh, okay. James must be a little cup, just like his grandfather, whatever. I mean, all those stuff is like, okay. I mean, but I think they're trying to bring back Lulu. So that's why the Lott house set is back. That's why because Laura has none of her kids.
Yeah.
None of her kids. And Lulu would mess up a lot of stuff.
Momentarily, as we're talking about James and his grandpa, it's like we know that John J. York is going to be taking some time off because he's dealing with medical stuff. So I feel like the whole whatever kind of storyline trajectory the whole Cody Mac thing was on is going to be put on pause for a little bit.
Yeah, I heard he found a donor. He has two different types of cancer. So I heard he found a donor. So we wish him. That's your man. So we wish him. I really felt bad for him when he did a video. I was like, wow, that's sad. And I met him once at the Emmys. He was walking by. He was very nice. But yeah, James bring up Nathan. Yes, they bring up Nathan. I'm glad he did too. But yeah, in real life, he has some stuff going on. And his castmates came on his side, came to his aid. And so, but I heard he has wish him he's in good shape too. So wish him a good, speedy recovery. Hopefully, that would be very nice. But
that's, I think, like goes for anything for, like he was saying, like any sort of medical thing where you can offer to be a match for somebody.
Yes.
That's always good because you just never know who you could help out in a situation like that.
I agree. It was good. So we have to remember between writer's strike, actor strike, and just life, certain storylines are prolonged on just they are because they're waiting for me to get back. So I had heard they didn't forget about Bobby. They haven't forgot about her. But I had heard a rumor that they want certain of the OG writers to write it, which I'm all for that, honestly. They don't want a haphazard, funeral. That it will be announced at some point. But like I said, again, the writer's strike is fine. Writer's strike is over, but SAG-AFTRA isn't. And some of those writers are with SAG-AFTRA. It's a whole thing. So they can't not be written yet, but some of the stuff so things are happening on screen right now. Like some shows, Frank, Young and Restless, lots of flashbacks.
Oh, interesting.
Lots of flashbacks from the day before. So we're like, okay, yes, there's some scenes apparently or whatever. So the fans are up in arms with that. But I'm like, but again, you have to give them some credit. They're trying to give you a show. I mean, they're trying to give you a show. I mean, I don't know. I mean, they can't write one or whatever. They can't really do the way they want to do it. They have to give you a show. So I get
Speaking of just flashbacks, favorite flashback is when it does the flashback of the whole Nina and Sonny relationship.
oh
And
my
then,
God.
and then ends with the phone call to the SEC.
But you notice also the flashbacks, it has some sad moments in there too.
Yes.
I was like, okay, kids, this is hilarious. Okay.
What a love story. What a love story.
I said, I might say a love story, but I like them together. Because yeah. So, well, the rumor is that, so I follow Tony Gary's boyfriend's Instagram. Claudio Gama is his name. Tony Gary looks a certain way for the last year or so. His haircut is different now. It looks very Luke-like. Don't know what that means. I have no news tell. Just you can go on Instagram and see it yourself. You're like, oh, interessante. Because I know for a fact that JDLA said is on for a limited time. So I don't know.
Oh man, do not make Jane Elliott just limited. I know she's got, you mentioned before that she had reasons why she wanted to, come back, real life reasons. So GH, take advantage of that and keep her around as long as possible, because holy cow, she's just so good.
I agree. I know. I mean, yeah, I agree. We're already saying our praises, so I agree with that. Who are we missing so far? We saw Charlotte. We talked about her. The tarot cards. Great reveal that it was Victor, who beyond the grave. You don't like that?
It's tough. I mean, I'm guessing, as a young woman, young girl, which I guess maybe 14, 15?
Yeah.
If we're placing her that old. I mean, I guess still impressionable, but also everything that went down at the boarding school. It seems weird that, because she kind of cooled on Victor at the end of it. Valentine getting her out of that boarding school and getting her back to Port Charles. It seemed like she had got frosty towards Victor on that, because she knew that he was the one that was kind of keeping her there more as a prisoner than letting her be with her father, Papa. Yeah. So it seems weird to me that she would be so willing to go all in on just Victor's letter and go yes, clear there's something wrong with Anna. That's the only thing that's kind of giving me a hiccup in the storyline. If she was all rah-rah Victor before this, then heck yes. Okay, great. She really didn't understand, the kind of madman that Victor was. Then I could buy her falling for this hook, line, and sinker. But the fact that she was already, hey, I've seen you kind of screwed with me, and I've already seen how that impacted me, and I'm already kind of keeping my distance from you. That's the only thing that's making it hard for me to buy that she's so willing to just read this letter and believe everything he's saying.
I don't know. It's against the writing. Cassadine should be bad. I love it. Fight. I don't care. Give me a bad Cassadine. Everybody else is neutered. So yeah, just give it to me. I'll take it. See, there's certain things. There were different writers than Frank. Well, yeah, we know that part too. But for me, there's certain things I will take. I'll take it. Oh, John Duffy's in the chat. Look at these hotties. Oh,
whoa! There's only one hottie and one naughty right here.
One naughty. And so you're hi, John Duffy. I know. I really do. I look for a bad Cassadine. I'm fine with it. I'm okay with it. However it comes, I'll take it.
It's true, but it seems we're it's if we're gonna see a bad quasi Cassadine, then Spencer, where he's certainly more petulant and grudge holding. Charlotte is just I'm just gonna target Anna. That's really where my evil is.
But remember, she was a bad little girl too.
Yeah, well, she was a spoiled, entitled girl.
Exactly.
Sure. And the other part of me too is it's just, yes, I know it's a delicate situation, and yes, it's been a rocky childhood in terms of where she's been staying and who's been watching her, and I've not been as close as I should have been. But the fact that Valentine is just not being direct with Anna about this also just seems weird to me as well too. Just talk to each other about this, because that's what is really driving this whole storyline. If they just had a conversation, it would be over. and it just seems weird to not have that conversation. You've not shown me enough of a reason why Valentine would not just talk to Anna about this.
I love it. I'm down. Sorry, Frank. I'm taking it. I don't care. I love it. I like children of the corn, like they were saying. I like bad seed children. I'm in. I just think there's all these Cassadines running around. Nobody's being bad. I'm ready for. I don't care for Charlotte. Give it to me, because it's karma on Valentine, because he's always like, that's all he does all the time about his daughter. And now Laura's involved, and she's already trying to handle Spencer and Ace over here. And now she got this, and there's Rocco out there somewhere. Now she got Charlotte. So I'll take it. I don't care. I'll take it. And there's certain things I'll just forgive, and I will take it. Give me a bad Cassadine. Give it to me.
Yeah, but it's like I need to see. That's the case that I need to see her being bad all around. I need to see more scenes of her being kind of spoiled and entitled in other areas.
It's gonna happen because she's hanging out with Jake. And maybe that'll happen, Frank. Come on, Frank.
Maybe, but again, we've talked about how bloated this cast is. Are we really going to get those scenes? Which then makes it frustrating for me as a viewer. If you want me to buy the story that you're trying to tell me, if you're not really giving me much of it and only showing me like little bits and pieces and expecting me to buy that this has been a successful trajectory on the storyline.
Annie says, I think Valentine isn't telling Anna because he knows that she does, she'll remove herself from the situation. And folks are agreeing with Annie.
Well, yeah, but that's but also weird, which certainly, yes, I could see Valentine acting like that, but then it's also like when the truth does come out, like, what is Valentine expecting? How long is he expecting this? Like until she's 18, 19, 20 with Charlotte, so that she's kind of, resolved these issues?
Frank, we have children. You protect your children. You don't think rationally. You protect your child so they don't go into any more problems.
Yeah, but isn't protecting your child also protecting your quasi family, which includes Anna, and then trying to figure out how all of you can work together as a family going forward?
No, my first priority. No, my first priority is let's get her together and let me try to handle this, because she is my daughter, so that's why I called Laura, because we're actual family. Let's try, because it's against Anna. I don't want to get Anna into this anymore. I want to try to get this settled, and so that he doesn't have the best judgment. That's what I feel. So I feel like that's what it is. He's like, I'm trying to handle it, and then stop it, and then somehow it will never come out that Charlotte was doing this.
And I would say great on that, sure, if that's the road you want to go down to, but then seems weird then to just keep Anna around. If you're not going to tell her the whole story, why have her around?
Thank you, Sam, for your super chat. Thank you very much. We're making some money today. Thank you.
Not great, certainly for the Valentine and Anna romantic pairing, but if Valentine wants to focus on his child, and that, absolutely go for it. But then just tell Anna, hey, we just need to spend some time apart, and it's not just about you moving in, because that also still implies we're still together and we're trying to make this relationship work. Let's just make it a clean break. To not do that and to still have Anna around seems weird to me. If you're not going to tell her.
To me, it seems like soap opera. Sam, yes, we did mention about Suzanne Summers. We're very sad about that. We did mention that. 75 people are watching. 75. Just going 46 likes. Please hit the like button. It's a little thumbs up. Make sure
John Dunphy.
Yeah, John Dunphy, hit it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, it's your first time, please hit the subscribe button. I'm almost at 4,000 subscribers. So
John Dunphy.
And then right after this, during while we were gone, I hit over 1 million views on my channel. So thank you very much.
Woo!
Over 1 million views. Thank you. Okay, so we get those little station notification things out. Okay. everybody say that, Valentine's heart is always extra tender for Charlotte. See, I think I agree. I think he's trying to play both sides. He's trying to keep Anna, and he's trying to make sure Charlotte's protected, and he's calling it his arsenal. He doesn't have the best judgment. He never said he's never had the best judgment. He's never had it. Never. So I just think it makes sense to me what he's doing, I guess. It makes sense. Because they're trying to give conflict for Vanna. Thank you, Mark, for your super chat. Thank you. We're celebrating 8 years, you guys, being frank. So thank you very much for all the super chats. I think we made $100, I think. Thank you. But no, the thing is, we'll get to Ava. We haven't got to Ava yet. We haven't talked about Ava yet. But yes, I just think that they're trying to give conflict for Vanna. They're trying to have conflict. And no, I don't think Valentine and Nina are dragged back together. They're friends, and Nina helped raise Charlotte. I fully believe that's all there is. I don't think there's anything else. And they're trying to handle it. And he's just not handling it the best way because he has no great parents to look at before him. He's going about it probably the wrong way. And that's why Anna doesn't trust him. Anna loves him, but she doesn't trust him.
And I am all about, if you want to put conflict in there, for sure. But I also think, for me, it's smarter conflict if Valentine tells Anna what's going on, says we need to take a break for this. But life situations keep kind of forcing them together. Because I feel like, yes, everybody knows what's going on. We can't be together. Oh, but life keeps trying to push us together. How are we going to make this reconcile? Rather than, I'm going to try to, I'm not going to tell you what's really going on. And then also kind of fail at this kind of relationship we're having. And then probably not failing and probably failing as a father because I'm trying to juggle too many plates. I still feel like a smarter conflict, you can still tell somebody something and still have conflict. Withholding information, I feel like that you would realistically and logically tell somebody. I don't know. It seems like artificial conflict to me.
And Frank could be correct. I just know that I want a bad Cassadine. That's like, everything you're saying can be correct. If I can disagree with you, can be correct. Okay. They're writing it this way, folks. That's how they're writing it. So I'm like, okay, I'm following along. I'm taking it. I said, there's some things I can't take, and there's some things I can totally that's soap operas. Okay, I'm fine. That's how I am. I mean, but there's other like I stand down on certain things, but this time I'm like, I don't care about that. That's fine. I'll take it. So Frank could be completely correct and all that. Sounds good to me. But I want a bad Cassadine, so I'm back with that.
You mean, okay, so that is not, as we're trying to segue to a different topic, Nicholas, is he giving you the shades of the bad Cassadine that you want?
No, see, now he's getting my nerves. See, now I have a whole other story about him because, so Laura knows he's alive because of the whole thing. He doesn't come back. Now that he's free, I'm trying to figure out why he hasn't gone back to Ace or Spencer. That I don't understand. There's where I'm like confused. It's like you're free, so they can't infringe on the money's still yours. You're alive, so they can't get your empire. But I understand staying away from Ava, but I don't understand the kids parts. That's kind of weird. I know part of it's writing. I know part of it's scheduling and writing. Adam Huss was filming something with his partner, and so I know part of that's that. However, this is where I have a problem. I'm kind of like, he's good. I want Adam Huss. I like Adam Huss. And he plays kind of Nicholas pretty well, but the fact that he didn't have him and Laura meet up at least and have a conversation, and having Kevin and Laura kind of a little conflict there a little bit about should they go home or not. After all that fighting back and forth, and he goes, "Okay, Laura, whatever you want. We gotta go home because Sean needs me." That was a dumb. That was to me. That was dumb. That was a waste of my time.
Yes,
that's like saying that bothers me. That all bothered me.
Yeah, no, because it was and nice to see a little friction between Kevin and Laura. I mean, it's like as much as I love them together, not everybody's even as much as you love each other. You're not always going to be 100% in lockstep all the time.
He's like trying to go. She's like, no. He's like, I blah blah. She's like, no. I mean, I'm paraphrasing a little bit, right. But she was looking at him like, No, motherfucker, I'm not going. No, I'm gonna continue. He's my son. And Kevin stood back for a second. He was like, He stood back for a second, and he corrected himself. And Laura was like, that is my son, and I'm gonna keep looking for. I don't care. You're like, Laura got a little hood for a second. She was like, I'll look to the ends of the earth for this little motherfucker. She don't care. She didn't care. That is her son. She was not going to stop looking for him until Charlotte needed her help. That's what kills me. Bye, Nicholas. See you later. Charlotte needs our help.
Yeah. Well, the one thing that I do like is that Valentine felt comfortable reaching out to Laura. For as much as he's doing dumb decisions, that I feel like him reaching out to Laura about this was a great move.
Totally agree. Well, they've been slowly growing closer.
Which has been great. Yeah.
It's been great. I agree with you also, which has been great. And I think, and the way they've done it has been it's been slow going and kind of cool. And Greenland was part of that too. Like it all made sense. Valentine is kind of the outsider Cassadine, kind of. So I can see why she would almost like Stefan. And I love when she mentioned that. She mentioned his upbringing. She mentioned Stefan. She mentioned stuff. I mean, they're reaching back. Excuse me, Belching. I just had this orange juice. Excuse me, Mount Vesuvius over here, erupting. But that was it was cool that she was kind of going down memory lane for him. Going, this happened and this happened and this happened. My side left him behind. So I like the fact she still has some, and you'd have some guilt about that. You don't. I was a perfect parent, so I don't think my kids will tell no. I was a leader, and I know that there's some things in my life that I go, guy, I wish I could have done that better. You learn how to live with it. You kind of like, I did the best. Is there a fire? What's going on? Oh, okay. Sorry, everybody. Sorry, it's a fire. Once my show was a fire, I had to get off the show once.
Because this talk was getting too hot.
It's getting too hot. I was like, well, I gotta go, kids. I'm on fire. But you still feel something about that. I thought that they showed us her motivation. Like the conversation, like I said, it was also a waste of our time because in the end, it's just left. But I liked the talk. It was like she had motivation why she's looking for a son.
Yeah. And as you're talking about bringing Lulu back, whenever that timetable it's going to be, having things with Laura and Valentine having a much more solid relationship is a different world that Lulu would wake up into.
Yes. Well, Lulu, there's a lot she's waking up into. There's a lot of stuff going on. And her friend Sam with Dante. I mean, all kind of stuff. I mean, Lulu coming back would be something amazing, obviously. And there's a lot to mine from there. So yeah, it'd be very interesting. Laura's been on Gil about Nick since February. Yes, she has. I mean, I get it. I mean, I totally get it. I'm with her on it. I mean, she wants to find her son. She wants to fix her family. That's what Laura does, right? And so, it's just weird because at first they thought he might be dead or something's wrong with him, but then now she's like, well, he's alive. But she's perplexed too. Like, why isn't he coming back for his kids? So, so I'm with that, and that leads to Ava.
Yeah, which I can say for one last thing on Nicholas is that perhaps because of the whole Esme kidnapping thing, maybe he's trying to sort out all legal issues before he feels like he can come back. Because I feel like everybody else, as soon as he shows his face in Port Charles, will be like, arrest him. He kidnapped me.
Yes, that's true. That's why I stress you too. But speaking of kidnapping, yes, another good segue. Speaking of kidnapping, hilariously, we have Ava and the rats being held by lollipops eating cuz Mason. And homeboy knows about it. So, and had to testify on Cyrus's behalf that he's sane. It can't hurt anybody. It can't hurt a fly. Your thoughts?
It's the one thing making Cyrus kind of involved in the politics stuff makes sense for why they would have taken Nicholas, been invested in him kind of getting healed because it is part of Cyrus's family. But weird that everybody was just fine with him just leaving. Like there was zero resistance to him just, I'm out and it's cool and nobody's trying to stop me. When yet, Austin Gatlin Holt can't get under out of under Cyrus's thumb. So but Nichols is able just to leave, and it was all good. So weird there, but I guess there's more exploration to do about the way that Austin speaks about Cyrus and growing up and having him in his life. I feel like there's more stuff, I guess, to explore there, because it does seem weird to me.
Yeah, I agree. That one I agree with you also. It's weird. That guy says cousin like nobody's. He's creepy. When he says that, it's like creepy. But I just love her reaction to it. She's like, "You're a creep." You're just like. It made me laugh. I mean, I say it's comedy to me. It's kind of comedy when she was trying to build her way up there, and he caught her, of course. To me, it was hilarious. It's just hilarious. He's like, you thought you were sit here and do nothing? Like, hello.
Well, and he's like, you didn't see the bars on the window,
right?
And it's like, well, yeah, like, so Ava, why are you trying? What were you hoping to do?
I know. He's like, I'm not going to sit here. That was fun. So she's held captive. Everybody's like, and now Joss and Dex are going to look for her, obviously. Give a little adventure. But I don't know why everybody's upset. Like they're saying they're mad at Nick, wrong person. They're mad at Sonny. Well, Sonny has no idea she's been kidnapped. Or he has no reason to think she's kidnapped. He's busy getting married. So just know he would come to her rescue if he knew she was kidnapped, but he doesn't know. And they didn't go to Sonny. Remember, Pilar went to them, and she said, "Don't go to Carly, don't go to Sonny. We'll take care of it."
Do you? Because I know that people I've read some online chat where they're bummed that it is Jocelyn and Dex doing this, as opposed to say Trina and Spencer.
Yeah, I agree.
At the very least, I would love it to be a foursome.
Yeah.
Because certainly Trina would absolutely be invested in finding Ava, and if you want to try to start building some kind of at least a workable relationship between Dex and Spencer, this would be a way to make it happen.
My favorite lollipops are blow pops, kids. I like the cherry blow pop. I like the apple blow pop. And that's probably my two favorites. I'm talking
and enjoy the surprise inside.
Well, I don't know why the way you said that it sounded so dirty.
I don't know what you're talking about, James.
I don't know the way you said. I was like, that just sounds really dirty. Yeah. Anyway, I got really turned on for a second. Sorry. Someone said they like orange over grape lollipops. Cherry, okay, cherry. Anyway, off the sucking. Yes, I think it was just really funny. I think Mason is Port Charles knockoff Kojak. I know. Yeah, I agree that I wish Trina was involved here because she's her and Ava are friends. So I wish she was in Dum Dums, of course. I just wish. Oh, that's a cute little emoji. That's like those big Disneyland lollipops. Yeah, I like blow pops, Joni. Oh, everybody's getting dirty now. Like what's in the center. So my brother's texting me. How many licks does it take till you get to the center of it? Yeah, I know. Okay, anyway, enough lollipop jokes. Okay. It's all Frank's fault. Let's see. But yes, we'll get to that later. That's something different. Okay, but yes, no, I actually, no, seriously, I do wish it was Trina, but that's fine. Give Jocelyn Dex something to do, I guess. I mean, it's one half dozen of the other, right? I mean, on some level. I mean, the fact that Austin knows they're not going to release her. I mean, we have to. It's this part of the storyline is kind of tired too. This is Ava we're talking about. This is Ava. This is Ava. I'm like, I just don't understand. I don't understand.
How do you feel about Dex just putting your boy Austin in a nice big headlock?
Overdue, long overdue on just some level. I'm so over Austin at this point. I don't want him and Ava together. He's ruined it. He's ruined it. I don't want them together. So I'm done with them. I want them as a couple. Like the chemistry, nah. I'm like, nah. I don't want them together.
The other thing we need to just put a step on, if you're actually going to do anything with it, is the whole TJ and Mason thing, because it's always TJ like, what's
familiar? Do I know you? Oh my God, Frank! I'm like, again, pacing, kids, pacing. No, Tony, I blamed it on Frank. I didn't blame it on you, Tony JC. No, Frank. You're all yes, Frank.
I'm your bad influence friend.
Yeah, exactly. It's not you, Tony. It's him this time. No, but it's here's the thing, kids. Here's the thing, Frank. Here's the thing, kids. Everybody, come closer. Let Uncle James tell you what's going on here, or Papa Jamie, won't you? It all goes down to writing. They have so many options of good writing to do, and they don't choose it. And that's the problem. They have bits and pieces in stories. You go, I can take that. That sounds good. That makes sense. But then it's mixed in with pieces that don't make sense. Why are they doing this? I don't know why. It's like it's the most frustrating thing when watching this show sometimes. Because you're like, oh no, that's there. Okay, got it. Or it could be a character like that character should be involved, not that one. A simple change. Now I get there are guarantees, and some actors are on the call sheet more than the other. I totally get it. However, it's frustrating. So me and Frank are talking about these storylines, and we're like, this is making sense. Or I'm like, sure, I'll just forgive that. Fine. It's because I have to. Or I'd run screaming on the freeway. And about this storylines are crazy. So thank you for your ears. That's just the bottom line, kids. I mean, all these ears are coming up. That is the bottom line. It's completely just this. It's furious because they have the elements of good story sometimes that would make sense. In the United States all the time, if they added this scene here, or some dialogue there, or a prop there, I totally get it. But it's just like, so you kidnap Ava for what reason? Like, I don't even understand what the really reason is. She's not useful to anybody, so to speak. It's like they're making the story up as they go along or something. I don't know what's going on here. It makes no sense. I mean, having her kidnapped does nothing really.
Because it's weird the way that Cyrus talked to Mason about it. It made it seem like he wanted Ava eliminated. But instead it's become this weird kidnapping thing, because I don't think you need to kidnap Ava to get Austin to testify on Cyrus's behalf.
Right.
So maybe Mason's just crushing on her. And so as much as that he's supposed to kill her, he's like, but maybe there's a chance for us, baby. Maybe there's a chance.
Because it's just it makes me chew too. But it's just that because you're right, because it makes he already has stuff on. I almost called him Franco. He's played like 10 characters on the show. On Austin, he already has stuff on him. We don't even know the full extent, like the full extent. We know some stuff. And I'm thinking, is he related to them on some level? Are they related to him? Or was he just a friend who came to the house? Did he date the mother? Like they gave us a little bit tidbits, but he put him through school and stuff. So, but it's enough. Apparently, it's enough that is making. I almost said Franco again. God bless America. It's making Austin kind of scared of him and doing his dirty work. So I don't get it. I mean, he testified, they're done. He just tells Austin, no, hangs on the phone. That's it. We need Austin and Mason into a huge fight.
Yeah.
On the top of those stairs. And they both fall down. Mason's dead. And puts Austin and Ava together again for another death. But this time it's Austin's turn. I'm ready.
Yeah. Austin needs something going on, because why but this still gets back to separating him from the Quartermains was just such a
dumb. Ugh. I agree with you on that. That to me still makes no sense.
Yeah.
That he's not even occasionally with them. Well, they brought him in for Thanksgiving last year. What did they bring him in for? Something kind of you brought him.
Yeah, because that's when Sasha and somebody had to show. Oh, it was to help whoever was to help out right there. Oh, yeah. Sasha was pregnant. So yeah. Pregnant, yeah. Or no, Willow. Somebody was pregnant, right? Yeah. So whoever was.
Yes.
Yeah. Now speaking of the Quartermains, though, so I will ask you. The one big storyline, not storyline, but minor storyline, was the whole deception takeover by Tracy and whoever she's working with. That is Blair adjacent, maybe, who knows? But the sticking point is that Tracy will let Lucy have 49% of the company in exchange for her share of ELQ stock that she's had, because that stock needs to be back in the family. I will just say that while, again, storylines that don't get much attention, but when things come around where ELQ stock and who holds it matters, it's always nice to have Lucy there as a wild card in these scenes. So much like the tradition of an ELQ Thanksgiving is, as much as you think it's going to go great, in some way, some shape, some form, is going to go bust, and Pete's is going to be involved. I feel it's weird to continue with the storyline, because why would you not honor the lengthy tradition of your show? And Lucy still always has this one stock, so nothing is ever certain in an ELQ board meeting.
I agree. Frank said it all. I agree. I mean, but they decide to undo it. So to save stupid deception.
Which I don't know. It just seems weird. I don't. This whole storyline just seems weird to me. It just seems weird to me.
You only have. They even said it. You only have one product that's like saving you. Like, really, that's it? Your deception. Don't you have several products?
Yeah.
The fucking Decepticon, or whatever this shit's called, the Deceptor or whatever. I'm like, it's the dumbest storyline, and I've just, it's dumb. It's beneath all of them. It's a dumb storyline. I don't give two shits. I'm okay.
It's like I'm down with giving Tracy something to do, but it just feels like people's motivations, people's real reasons for doing these things are just not being laid clear. And how much of it is true, how much of it is not, who knows? And now dropping in the whole, I want the ELQ stock back. While it's like a nice motivator for Tracy, it's also something, as much as I enjoy her, I don't want her to get, because I still want to, whenever we have these board meetings and stock becomes an issue, I want Lucy there as the wild card.
I agree. They've chose to change it. They brought in Scotty, and she had the press conference or whatever the fuck she had of the talk. Like, is it a press conference or is it a staff meeting? I don't understand what's going on.
Yeah, I guess it was a staff meeting. So.
They're all saying, they're like, I don't know. I'm saving my friendship with Maxie. Felicia's my best friend, but so is Maxie. She's my best friend too. I'm as excited about this storyline. We haven't talked about this because I literally have no comments. It's as exciting as a storyline as Felicia becoming a hospital advocate and watching her follow Stella around. That to me is not appointment television.
No, it's not, which is a shame. And I mean, I'm down if you want to do some, business intrigue, but the show hasn't been about that in the longest time. And so I just feel like it's, the days of having, Jax coming in as a corporate raider,
right,
paired up with Tracy to do stuff, those days have come and gone and it just feels like, the show is not really interested in giving that like any really due time on this anymore.
Nope. And I am bored out of my gourd. I don't care. I literally do not. You have two actresses who are wonderful. And that's what you're relegating them to. Renee Watson and Christina Wagner both can act.
Yeah.
One has 2 Emmys. The other one, we've seen act. We've seen she can do stuff. It is the most boringest stuff. I'm just like, nah, fast forward. It's not. I know it's a hospital, so hospital stuff. This could have been done in one episode. Just here we go. There's a little something there. Let's move on. I don't need to see all this. I don't care. It just doesn't. It doesn't.
Well, because I'm also just thinking, like, and maybe we'll find out later. But why having Felicia be a patient advocate is a good thing? Because like I feel like if we're going to do any of those scenes, I'd rather have Stella do them. If we're going to do a patient advocate storyline, like what's so important about Maxie doing or Felicia doing it? Not when she could have been a private eye working with Sam.
Another thing that GH is doing that I am not happy with is this. Okay, now you're not a lawyer anymore, but now you're an editor. You're not going to be this. You're not. It's just. It makes no sense to me, especially when Felicia. They sent her on adventures. That was all. That's her life. Why would she want to become domesticated suddenly, so to speak?
Yeah.
When they helped me with Maxie when she was a baby. I'm like, that sounds cutesy, but like it just doesn't ring true to me. She was never that kind of person. Sorry. She was always a wanderlust person. And so I see her say, okay, I'm gonna stay in Port Charles. However, I'm gonna have this business. And her, Sam, Spinelli, all that. That would have been a wonderful storyline. There's enough to go around. They always need stuff. Enough to go around. It's like I just don't care.
And I feel like using the Pine Valley visit, which seemed to be the motivator to make Felicia kind of shift gears, in all the adventures that Felicia's been with, like this in terms of danger and low stakes of it, was like, this is the thing that makes you change your mind about being a PI and like, maybe I should do something else with my life instead. That one was, I mean, you've been on way more dangerous, adventures than this. So, yeah, and then also for Scotty, it's like, I want to see Scotty have something to do. And so when we do that scene where Lucy is announcing to the staff what her plans are, and we see Scotty walking out, like that was the scene where I was like, I was looking for a scene with, Scott and Tracy, where, Scotty, it's like for once, he's like, oh, no. I love Lucy. She's not losing what's so important to her. I'm going to find some way to jam you up, Tracy, so you can't get what you want. But nope, he just comes back instead with champagne and wants to do a toast. I'm like, what? Come on. Just write it better. Right? Let me see Scotty and Tracy butt heads. But no, we don't get that either.
Yeah. Did we cover everything? It's been 2 hours. We cover everything.
The last thing I guess is I like Gregory and his ALS.
Yeah,
I will
wanted to say that to you.
Yes, I will. I will just say it seemed like with those scenes that we had between Elizabeth and Finn about, I wonder maybe he needs a different doctor. I was seriously hoping that they were opening the door to this being some kind of misdiagnosis. Even though he'd been to the Mayo Clinic and all this stuff, that it was still, we're opening this door because it's still a terrible storyline. And if we're kidding, and I even with him revealing to Chase, these are not the scenes that I want to see with Gregory Harrison on the show. I want to see him doing more than this, and I'm just not going to be as invested in an ALS storyline as I would be. Yeah, you could give this to almost anybody else. Like if it had been Carly gets ALS.
Robert.
Great. Yes. But it resonates more because we've known Carly for so long. This is horrible. And if you're actually going to follow it through the end, great. There's so much emotional resonance that's going to come with this and the history of the show behind it. To put all this on Gregory, it just means zero to me.
So I will give them one thing, Frank.
Ooh, do tell.
One thing for originality. Having Chase, because it's true, when they go through training, they do the whole test with pepper spray. So having Chase having crying eyes, that was different and original to make people think he was crying. So when Tracy thinks something's wrong, that actually, to me, okay, I see a connection. And I did like when Chase went off on Finn. Yeah, the guy who wasn't around for 20 years. I went, oops, the shade's real. That, and then the little reunion with the three of them. It's just, Gregory Harrison is a hunk. He should be in a triangle with Alexis and Tracy, navigating that. while while working with Alexis and whatever, and just that should be what's been going on. So the men, Chase is a hunk too. So I'm with you, Sherry. Of course, I love me some Chase, some Josh Spicker. They're all hunks. They're all sad sacks. That family it's all three males are sad sacks. That doesn't do any of them any favors. All three of them. And I'm just like, I was going when they were sitting there together. I was like, they're all sad sacks. I was like, that's not appointment television either. I don't know. I mean, we're seeing three hot guys who are all basically sad sacks. That's what I got to watch now. So then we got to watch Brooklyn console Chase, and Elizabeth console Finn, and Tracy and Alexis trying to console Gregory. That to me is not exciting.
No.
So I mean, I'm with you all the way with. That's probably why I didn't answer. I didn't bring up the show, bring up the story. It's just the storyline to me is dumb. I'm not a fan. Everyone knows I said this on Bold and Beautiful. They're doing another with making the old guy sick storyline. I'm like, why are all the old men sick? I'm like, on these shows. That's not Victor Newman again. Also on my line. This is not the storylines we need. Just because they're in their 70s or whatever doesn't mean that they have to fall apart. I think that's to me, that's very insensitive and ageist. And I will stand by those statements. So I'm not a fan of that at all. But we know they can act it, and they'll probably act it fine. Gregory is definitely a silver fox. Yes.
But this is going to be diminishing returns because you're not going to do it better than you did with Mike.
I agree. I totally agree.
And that was a character that even with the recast, still the character had history. So, I mean, certainly, the only way it could have been better would have been if it had been Ron Hale, if he had decided to come out of retirement and do it. Yeah. But barring that, Max Scale was a great recast.
Yeah.
And the storyline had a lot of power because of that long history of that character on the show. There's no way that the Gregory Harrison storyline or the Gregory Chase storyline is going to have any close connection to that. And it's just going to come off as just a pale imitation.
I agree.
What a great way to end the show, huh?
I know, like we said, we did on a down note. We are glad you came. So thank you very much for joining us. 64 people watching, 53 likes. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for the $105 in super chats. Thank you today. That was very, very nice of you. We appreciate that. It's going to help us at JLJ Media. But thank you so much. We're going to continue doing the show as long as me and Frank have breath in our breath. Something like that. We're going to continue doing the show. We're going to do this. So I am, we do like the show. We do want the show to continue. We do talk about the things we just don't care for. So, but we also know there's things that are hindering it because, like I said, we support the SAG-AFTRA. We support them getting what they need. Trust me, they're not asking for much. Like they really aren't. I would tell you if they were. They really are not asking for much. So I mean, we know that's happening right now. So we're trying to support that. But Frank and I are also, we have the Loki after show. We do Star Wars shows together. We're out there together. If you want to see the dynamic duo with our other co-hosts, check out those on JLJ Media, of course. So
never forget that hunk, John Dunphy.
John Dunphy, that's right. We have it. And then, yes, the regular writers are back. Some of them are back. Some aren't. Some are back. So, but there's things we have to figure out. So a lot of stuff's not going to be airing until next year. There's a lot of things going to be airing until next year. So they're working that out. But Frank, if they want to follow you as you're posting comic book stuff, what do you say follow you?
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie. Yeah, and hopefully sometime in early 2024, the X-Men 97 show will be debuting at Disney Plus.
Now the question is, do we get to do the after show for it here on our channel?
I don't know if I'll be able to. But
I know we have told that. Is that conflict of interest because you're on the show? It's very interesting, right? How about that? Yes, Big Brother is tonight, and I will be. I should do this tomorrow. If you're a Big Brother fan, Sherry, I will be on John Dunphy's Strat Chat. Let's say that 5 times fast. Strat Chat tomorrow night. I will, once they give me the link and the stuff, I will post it on my social media. So I will be on there. So I will be on there as a guest. So I watched Big Brother. I'm sad Cameron left. That's another story. But yeah, Big Brother's tonight. When Calls the Heart, I'll be doing 2 shows. My reaction to the finale, the season finale. And then tomorrow night live,
Ooh.
At 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, executive producer and co-creator Brian Bird. Every season, for the last 10 seasons, we get together at the end and talk about the show. So I'm very excited. I'll be live, folks. I'm letting you know now, anybody who's not respectful will be kicked out of the chat. I'll probably tell you off first and then kick you out. So just be ready. Look at that. Let's run at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So those called not strap chats, Tony J. Strat chat.
Wait, but you were starting the strap chat.
I was going to wear a jock strap during strat chats. There we go. We're going to do that. So yes. And yeah, Ambassador, thank you for your $50 thing. Thank you. But thank you to everybody who gave. But no, so we actually have, you can see us during the week. We have shows during the week. But I'm James Lott Jr. You can follow me where all James Lott Jr.'s are sold at James Lott Jr. Social media platforms. Let's pray for peace in the world, and we'll see you.